Well, I'm an artist, a painter, and I'm a decorative painter. It's my daytime job. Most of these paintings, or all these paintings, are derived from nature. More of a microcosm, a distillation, now getting into more of a cellular level. Before, it used to deal with the spaces between, like trees and leaves, and looking into, say, an atmosphere or foliage. But now my daughter was doing an internship for the National Institute of Health, and she started showing me slides of cancer cells. She was doing cancer research and things on a molecular level, and that really got me excited because that's a whole other world, the world within a world. So it was sort of a distillation of nature into its integral microcosm, and cellular shapes and elliptical forms are very important to me. I've been an artist all my life, and there was a point that I had sort of a painter's block, and I was going through a nature preserve in South Florida where our house was at the time, and I found this plant that was what I used as a child. It's called crab's eye or rosary pea, and we would use these, we would strip them from the pod, put them in our mouths and shoot them through a straw. And come to find out that now they're highly poisonous. So at any given time during my childhood, I could be dead by now. And it was just the elliptical shape, their bright red color, they have a black eye in them. And it was just, I would gather these and then just throw them out on a white piece of paper. And I just loved their form, their organic shape and how they spread out. And the black on the red and the patterns that they made was really the inspiration for how all these paintings started. Sometimes, they come easily, so the colors just sort of pop into your head, and as you're working, the process goes. This particular painting, I think, took about 3 or 4 months, and you can see by the build-up, it's been reworked probably 5 or 6 times. So the outcome is totally different from the initial painting. It just sort of grows, you do a section and that inspires you to another section, and then the colors sort of progress from there. I think the message is within the process itself, the working through the different types of colors and the actual labor that's involved in producing the painting, color upon color. All the colors are all mixed one on top of another. I use it's called a paint stick. It's not, brush and canvas and oil paint. And in order to obtain these colors, it has to be wet on wet, one on top of another. And as I'm working with these colors, I do a separate sheet sort of to log the progress of the progression of the painting, but also to work out the analytical part, the different colors, how they work with one another. And through that process, the distillation of the work transforms to the canvas. So it's more of a feedback of both pieces. Work your ass off. It's a progression that only develops through work, and the more you work on the piece or your work in general, the more you get out of it and the more you learn from it. I don't think it's an instant fix, and I generally feel that if it's too easy, it's not going to be good. So I think the more you work on it, the more you pull out of it, the more it gives to you, the more you put into it. It's a conversation, a dialogue between you and your painting, and I think it only develops through an intense amount of work.